This is Tom Dooley, and this is Val Vilano. Today we're going to be talking about our favorite things about the Vanleigh Vilano 360RL and our Ford F350 Super Duty.
It's like it's not even back there. Oh, it's back there already. Good, nice. What have we done?
We've been traveling in these two full-time for about 10 weeks now, so we thought it was time to introduce them. Tom and Val seemed like the names of experienced RVers who could show us the ropes around the campground. So we're happy to have them along, and it's really funny because a lot of the people that we've met at the campgrounds seem to fall into the same generation as Tom and Val. We've met George and Pat, Mike and Sharon, Carol and Bob. So we've got all of these older brothers and sisters who are happy to show us the way. If you watched the last video, you saw our electric dustpan, which is one of my favorite things in the RV. So today I thought we'd talk about our other favorite things in the Vilano and the Ford F350. We're going to start on the outside of the rig with number 10, the outside storage. The main storage bay on the Vilano goes all the way through from the front to the back, and it's really easy to get things in and out, and it is a huge space. Right now it's kind of all jumbled together, but we do have plans to put some shelving or hanging baskets or something in here to organize it better, but it is really great to have so much storage space. In the front you'll see this generator bay for overflow storage. We don't have a built-in generator, but we do have our batteries and our hydraulics up here. You may remember this bay from our hydraulic fail video. Luckily everything looks great now and it's been working fine. One of the big upgrades that we made when we bought the Vilano was to upgrade the axles and tires. We have 8,000-pound axles and H-rated tires. So that will allow us to increase our cargo capacity. And since we're full-time travelers and this is our house with all of our possessions, it's great to have that peace of mind to know that we have the extra storage capacity. Number 9, the flat roof and high ceilings in the Vilano. A lot of times you'll see RVs have a sloped roof at the back of the RV or curved sides around the edges. And the manufacturers do this so they can save some materials and save some weight on the RV. But because the Vilano has a flat roof all the way across, it creates these beautiful high ceilings inside that make it feel so nice and airy and spacious. I love sitting in my living room and feeling these high ceilings. It feels like being in an actual house. This means that the top of the Vilano is also a relatively flat roof. So if we were ever at an event or just wanted to get up higher to see things better, we can put some chairs up there and it becomes a nice little deck. Number 8 is the electric buttons for our gray and black tank valves. These are outside in our wet bay and they control the emptying of our gray tank and our black tank. Most RVs have manual pull valves on these, and I would be very nervous that they would break or pull off. Sometimes you'll see people get extra gates for the end of the hoses just to prevent any leakage, but I love these electric buttons. I just push it to open the tank and drain it out, and then I push it closed. Super easy. There is also a way to manually open the valves if for some reason the button wasn't working, but we've never had to use that, and knock on wood, we never will. Now let's move inside the rig for number 7, the indoor storage. As I said outside, because of our beefier axles, this Vilano has a gross weight rating of 18,000 pounds. That's over 3,000 pounds of storage capacity for anything that we want to bring on board. There are so many cabinets inside of here that I have no trouble fitting all of our possessions in them and still have room left over. One of the main projects that we're working on this week is to put shelving in most of these cabinets inside to even better organize our storage, and I'm so excited that everything is accessible and easy and I didn't have to leave anything important behind. We even have storage under this bed. which gives room for lots of stuff. Our bedroom closet is nice and big, enough for all of our clothes. And we also have this extra closet where we have our printer, and we're going to put some more shelves in here too for office storage. Number 6 is our king size bed. A lot of RVs come with king size beds now, and this one was actually standard. But the special thing about this bed is the foam mattress that Vanleigh has put in here. RV mattresses are notoriously uncomfortable. It's almost the first thing that people get rid of when they buy a new rig. In addition to the uncomfortable living room furniture, they check out the uncomfortable mattress and buy a custom one. This one came with a great foam mattress that is super comfortable. I am a light sleeper. I don't normally sleep well. I'm always trying to use foam pads and things to get comfortable, but this mattress has been great for me and I sleep great on it. Number 5 on my list of favorites is our electric fireplace. Here below the TV, we have a little electric heater that is also a fireplace. You can either have it blow heat or just have the lights on for ambiance, and it just makes it feel so cozy in here. We've had some cool nights in the RV. Of course, our hope is to never be in cold winter weather again. But when we were in Pennsylvania in May, it did dip down into the 40s at night, and it was lovely to have this blowing nice warm air. Number 4 is our slim dining room table. Most RVs have a dining table here that is so wide that you can barely fit in the chairs on either side, and it's uncomfortable to sit at because you're normally smashed up against the wall or the recliner. So Vanleigh has made their table just 22 inches wide, which is wide enough for 2 regular-sized dinner plates, and especially if you stagger them, it's very comfortable to eat here with 2 people. We've even had 3 people with 1 chair off of the end. There's no legs on this table. It's mounted to the wall, so there's plenty of leg room underneath without banging your knees against something. And with it being so narrow, it really gives a nice space here for extra things. Our rig does not have any kind of coat closet or shoe rack, so this is the only place that we have for those kind of things. And even though this is not an ideal place for the cat litter box, it does fit here nicely. Ella's going to be moving out soon to Jaren's house. We had hoped to put her litter box underneath in the storage bay, but it didn't work out. So this has been a good interim place while she's been with us. Number 3, a dishwasher. In our kitchen island, we have this drawer that is a pull-out dishwasher drawer made by Fisher and Paykel. It is a perfect size for just the 2 of us. It holds all sizes of our dishes, and I run it probably every 2 to 3 days, and I just love it. Fisher and Paykel is an Australian company that makes this model for RVs. You might notice that there are no controls on the front of the dishwasher. So one of the drawbacks of it is that once the cycle starts going, it's really difficult to stop it. There's supposed to be some kind of knocking sensor on it where if you knock on here sharply while it's running, it's supposed to stop. Ours is not working, so we're trying to get the dealer to order a part for us. But other than that, I've absolutely loved it. It's a common misconception that dishwashers use more water than hand washing. In fact, this dishwasher drawer only uses 2 to 2.5 gallons of water for each load, depending on what setting you have it on. And depending on how you hand wash dishes, you could certainly conserve the water, but the way I wash dishes, I'm gonna fill the sink, do all the dishes and the suds, and then use water to rinse it as well. Plus, I don't like washing dishes by hand, so, but I'm comfortable with the amount of water that the dishwasher drawer is using. Now here's something you may want to ask. Do we also have a washer and dryer? We do not. We have a closet in the bedroom that is hooked up for washer and dryer, and you could put a stackable unit in there, but dishwasher is close to my heart. I hate washing dishes by hand. Every house we've ever been in, that's been my number 1 requirement. It must have a dishwasher. So when we found out that we could put a drawer dishwasher in this, it was one of my first options that I said, yes, we definitely want that. And my reasoning is I use the dishwasher every day. I only use the washer and dryer about once a week, and let's be honest, a little less than that. So I'm happy to go to an RV park laundry room. We're staying at parks anyway most of the time, and I've had no problems doing my laundry there. So I love my dishwasher drawer. One caveat I will say about having a dishwasher is that if you're at a campground with very hard water, like we were a couple of times in Pennsylvania, it will leave lots of scale and lime spots on your dishes. And I suppose that would be true. Well, if you were hand washing them, I think you could scrub and dry them faster so that it wouldn't get those spots. I did have trouble in Pennsylvania with the inside of the dishwasher getting a lot of lime scale on it, and I sprayed lime away and cleaned it out. But since we've left Pennsylvania, I haven't had that problem. And also you could get a water softener to put on the outside of the RV to fix that. But we're gonna kind of wait and see. Right now at this campground here in Maine, the water's been fine. In Massachusetts, it was fine. So I'm just gonna wait and see on that one. Number 2 on my list of favorites, and this is probably actually tied for number 1, is the office space in our bedroom. We looked all over for a floor plan that would have space for me to set up a desk and chair to have an office space. I work from home virtually. I'm a part-time virtual assistant, so this is really important to me. Because the layout of this bedroom has the bed slide next to the door, it creates all of this floor space here that we could do this with. Normally, bed slides are on this side, and that creates kind of a walkway at the end of the bed, but not a big space. So this desk is just an old table that we had at home. I even have space for my little pedal bike underneath. I pull it out a little bit and I can exercise while I'm on Zoom calls and sit on my chair and get my legs going to keep the blood circulation going. Jason also works full-time from the rig, but he's never been an office kind of person. He's more likely to be found pacing around inside the RV or outside taking a phone call, sitting in the recliner working on his laptop. So an office dedicated space wasn't really important to him, but it was to me. I spent a lot of time on the computer and on Zoom calls, and I just prefer to sit and work at a desk, so this is perfect for me. Plus, I just got today a green screen to use when I am doing virtual backgrounds on Zoom. Because my office is in my bedroom, obviously I don't want everybody on the Zoom call to see my bed behind me, so I use a virtual background, and this green screen makes the image a lot more crisp and clear. So here's my bed, and here's the green screen. One of our future projects is definitely going to be building a custom desk for this space. Right now on moving days, I do kind of have to tear down this area completely, which is a bit cumbersome. The chair and the desk and the computer monitor all go on the soft bed and then get covered up with blankets to make it suitable for moving. The plan is that when we build a custom desk, it will be bolted in place and be able to fold down out of the way so that when the bed slides in, it comes all the way to the dresser. So we need to have a desk that can fold down out of the way or just be this deep so that we can leave it in place on moving day, and that will really help with getting things done quickly, tearing down and setting up. And my number 1 favorite thing about the Vanleigh Vilano is these white cabinets. I cannot tell you how long and hard we looked for a fifth wheel of this size with light colored cabinets. We could just not find anything anywhere. Vanleigh is one of the first manufacturers that we found in a rig this size that had a choice of either several different colors of wood or white. Having a bright interior is so important to me. I really do not do well in dark houses or cloudy days or geographies where there is just not much sun. It was so important to me to have a bright, airy interior. And you can see over here that even when the shades are down, the white cabinets just still make it feel so bright in here. And like I talked about before, the high ceilings also contribute to that brightness. Before we found the Vanleigh brand, we had decided to get another large fifth wheel brand that had only dark interiors. And our plan was that we would immediately paint all of the hard wood in the RV a white color. And also that brand didn't have very comfortable living room furniture, so we said, well, the first thing we'll do is we'll get rid of the furniture and get something more comfortable, and we'll paint all the cabinets. If you have ever seen a RV renovation project on YouTube, you know that it is a monumental project to paint all of this wood. There are so many doors and cabinets and trim pieces, and I would have been willing to do it because I really would have needed a bright interior. But thank goodness that Vanleigh came up with this paint color so that we could save ourselves all that time and money and get something that we loved right out of the gate. We also didn't have to replace this furniture because it is so comfortable. We sit in the recliners every night doing our work on our laptops or watching TV, and we've had people sleep on our couch, and even the fold-out couch bed has been great for guests. So we're grateful to have comfortable furniture that we didn't need to switch out as well. I know you're going to ask me if there's anything I don't like about the Vanleigh, and there's only one thing. And this is true of every RV, so I know it's not just me, but it is a little annoying. In order to keep cabinets secure when we travel, the catches on these things are hard. And I often have to yank them hard to get them open. Some open easier than others, but I find that I bang my knuckles trying to open them, and so I perpetually have sore fingers. But I understand why they need to be that way, so if that's the only thing I don't like, then it's not much. Meet Tom Dooley. He is a 2020 Ford F350 Super Duty, 8-foot bed, dual rear wheel, 10 transmission beast. And he's been carting us around for the past few months. We named him after the old song, Hang Down Your Head, Tom Dooley, because it seemed like a perfect name, and also, he is a Dooley. An add-on that we got on the truck that I absolutely love is this little step that kicks out of the tailgate. It is a big step up into that bed, so I'm glad to have this step stool and this handrail to help me get up there. The bed has lighting in it and lots of places to tie down things, both in the bed and here, all along the edge, to tie straps and bungee cords to. Understandably, when we first got the truck, I was nervous about driving it. It is a beast, but we are so glad that we had a few months with it before we got the RV. We bought the truck in March and we didn't get into the RV until May. So that's a solid 2 months of learning and getting comfortable with driving around this type of truck as our daily driver, going to the grocery store, going to the bank, and getting comfortable with it. And now I don't think anything of driving it. You can definitely tell it's a diesel though. When you start it up, it has a nice roar in the engine. One of the best features about this truck by far is the camera setup. We have an overhead God cam that shows us all around the truck, and it's actually a stitched together image from cameras that are mounted all around the truck frame. And we've got your standard backup camera, front. I guess this is stitching together around the front of the bumper to see things that are on the side. We've got the bed of the truck, which the cover is closed right now, but if the truck cover was open, we could see what was in the bed of the truck. The only thing we don't have is a backup camera on the RV, but between these cameras and me standing outside on the phone with Jason while he's backing up, directing him, we really haven't found the need for a separate backup camera on the RV, but maybe that would be a future purchase. So those are my favorite things about the Vanleigh Vilano 360RL and the Ford F350 truck. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you next time.